Good afternoon, friends. Today we're going to continue our lesson on shapes. We're going to go over the definitions and the attributes. We're going to classify quadrilaterals in a hierarchy based on their properties. We're looking at lesson 18 on Zern. So let's go through the vocabulary and the properties that we need to be familiar with when we get to our exit ticket and our Chromebook lesson and our Kahoot assessment. Okay, the first shape that I want to go over is a trapezoid. Here are some examples of trapezoids. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral with at least one pair of parallel sides. So you can look at all of these different shapes. We have a shape with acute angles, a shape with right angles, a shape with obtuse angles, an isosceles, a rectangle, a square. We have a whole wide variety of different shapes. And the key word for our keywords are one pair of parallel sides. So parallel, we know, are like our train tracks that run side by side, but they never touch. So here's our pair of parallel sides, parallel lines. Parallel, these are angled. So these are the ones. This one's slightly more angled, so eventually it's going to intersect with the other line. So there's our parallel. This parallelogram has two sets of parallel sides. Our rectangle has two sets, our square, our rhombus, and then our three sides right here. Here's our parallel lines there. So that's our trapezoid. Again, it's the quadrilateral with at least one pair of parallel sides. The next shape that I want us to go over is the rhombus. These are different images of our rhombus. A rhombus is a parallelogram that have four equal sides. This time we're looking for four equal sides, and it can show you there's one, two, three, four. They are equal in their measurement. The next shape I want to go over with you is our rectangle. Our rectangle is pretty common. Everybody should be familiar with that. A rectangle is a parallelogram with four 90-degree angles. And you can look at your 90-degree angles when you can draw right here and make your 90-degree angle in the corner. It makes a complete square. You have one, two, three, four. If you make your 90-degree angle, it should make a perfect square. Parallelogram, it has four 90-degree angles. One, two, three, four. Okay, we have several different shapes on this slide. This is a quadrilateral. So it can be a quadrilateral defines different type of shapes. It's a closed figure. That means nothing is open in any spot. It's a closed figure with four sides. Closed with four sides. We're looking at the shape that's white, the shape in the inside of the circle. A square has four sides. A rectangle has four sides. This shape, although not all the lines, we don't have any parallel lines going on, but it has four sides that are closed. Four sides that are closed. So that is a quadrilateral, a closed figure that has four sides. Okay, this parallelogram is a four-sided closed figure, just like we said about the shape prior to this, our definition prior to this. Four-sided closed figure with opposite sides that are parallel and equal. So we have a lot of information going on with this slide. In one short sentence, one short statement, we have a lot of information that we need to focus in on. So we have a parallelogram. I like to look at my L's in parallelogram. It lets me know that we're looking for lines. We look at the two L's and it looks like train tracks. It's showing me that our lines are going to run side by side, but those L's will never cross over. So our parallelogram is a figure that has four closed sides. So again, going back to like the shape we had before, had four closed sides, but now we're going to add to that. We have opposite sides from A to D, from B to C. Those sides are opposite of each other. From D to C, from A to B, those sides are opposite from each other. Top, bottom, opposite, left, right, opposite. So we have opposite sides that are parallel and equal. So from A to B, D to C, they are the same, equal in length, size. From A to D, B to C, same and equal. These lines are parallel. They'll keep going where they never touch. These lines are parallel. They keep going where they never touch. Think about parallel lines. I said the train track earlier. A train's tracks can't cross or it'll derail, the train will fall apart. So these lines cannot cross. Parallelogram. The next one, which can be just a little bit tricky, and the last one, I wanted to put two different shapes up here for you to see and kind of get some different ideas on what it would look like. The shape is a kite. You've probably seen a kite flying in the sky. These look like kites. We could add a little tail, we could add a string, and it would look like a kite. So we can look at the definition. We can see that this one is definitely longer than the ones we've had before. So our kite is a quadrilateral. We know our quadrilateral has four sides. We have four sides going on with two pairs of equal sides. So this and this would be our pair, one pair that are equal. Here and here is another pair that are equal. I can't touch the TV. It takes us different places. Equal, equal. Our top, equal. You can tell, and our lines show that those are equal lines. So we have two pairs of equal sides. 1, 2, 1, 2, that are also adjacent. So there's a new word, there's a new term for us to focus in on. Adjacent means across from each other, not parallel. Parallel means they'll never touch. Our adjacent lines are across from each other, but they touch. Two equal sides that are also adjacent. A kite can be a rhombus if all sides are equal. So if we stretch that out and made the top of the kite the same size as the bottom of the kite, it could be considered a rhombus. So a kite can be a rhombus if all sides are equal. Let's go back real quick and look at our definition of a rhombus. And here you can see where our sides are equal and it still looks like a kite. I usually see a kite where the top two lines are just a little bit shorter than the bottom of the kite. This would be a kite where all four sides are the same. We could still tie a tail, put a string, and try to fly it in the air. So a rhombus can be a kite. It's a parallelogram with four equal sides. Okay, so I want us to go ahead and for our conclusion of our lesson today is I want you to go to your Zern Chromebook lesson and complete lesson 18 with your notes. And I want you to complete the lesson exit ticket. We have the Zern link. I will be posting this on our Google slides for you, where you can go to the link and get your Zern, sign in. When you have finished with your Chromebook and your exit ticket, make sure you have done your bonuses and the badges and the lesson is complete. I want you to go on the link here for Kahoot and complete the assessment. It's 10 vocabulary words on the shapes that we have touched on and their definition. There's some multiple choice and some true false. So go back through the slides, go back through the previous lesson, look at your exit ticket and look at the vocabulary words and pull out from your Zern, look at your hierarchy template and your little shape cards and review those when you go to do your Kahoot assessment. And that'll help you study for the vocabulary. Okay, I hope that this was easy. I hope you go around and look. I want to challenge you too, and then we can post about it, talk about it, but look for these rhombuses and different shapes, the things that we've talked about. Look at them, see where you might find them in your home, outside your home, where you run into these different shapes in your daily life. I hope everybody has a good day. Math magicians, science wizards. See you tomorrow.